As your home lab grows, you're going to stumble across needing a VPN because you want to access your home lab services when you're away from home and you don't want to expose them to the internet. And generally, what we will start with is a simple WireGuard setup using the native WireGuard app. We'll create a certificate and an account, and we'll connect like our laptop or our phone to our WireGuard tunnel wherever that's running, and away we go. The issue there is that as our home lab grows and we want more devices connected, using the standalone WireGuard integration can get a bit troublesome because there's no real nice control plane, and that's where NetBird comes in. So on the screen here, this is NetBird. The great thing about this, and the reason I like it, you might be familiar of things like Tailscale. So Tailscale is essentially what NetBird can do. The reason I've gone with NetBird is because it's open source and I can self-host it. Now you can self-host Tailscale, it's called Headscale, and I found that to be a real pain. But NetBird was so simple to install. I'm going to walk through kind of the process, but I want to explain to you why NetBird in the first place rather than just like a native WireGuard integration. So I just want to make it clear from the get-go that NetBird is using WireGuard under the hood, but again, you're getting this control plane. So I want to walk you through what you're seeing on the screen. So right now you can see that I have my laptop, which is called the Big Mac, and it's connected using a agent. So it's got the VPN all configured, the NetBird VPN on my MacBook, and I have the control plane of NetBird running in a VPS server just on RackNerd. And then I also have all of my other services, all my other servers and whatnot all connected as well. So what this is allowing me to do is, one, it's making it really easy for me to add any extra devices and servers to my VPN configuration, because rather than generating, QR codes and trying to get the QR codes there or the tunnel configurations, it's just a simple download the app, install, log in, and away you go. So we're getting that ease of install, but the other thing is we're getting policies, and we're able to configure what can certain devices on our VPN network actually do. So what I've got here is my MacBook, and you can see here that there's a few things, and I've set up some of these just as a demo kind of explanation. So here we've got home lab access, and this is all. So what this is saying is if I'm allowing a device to talk to this home lab access policy, it can access anything on this IP range. And that's my home lab IP. So if I give any device this policy, it can access anything on my home lab. I don't have to worry about doing individual connections. You access the home network, you can access anything. And then I can also make it a bit more narrow. I can say, hey, look, this device can only access the infrastructure that I have. So what's in there? If I click in here, you can see I've got my Electron Cloud server, my Raspberry Pi, Proxmox, my RackNerd VPS, and my Unraid server as well. And then let's say if I only wanted to give someone access to the DNS part, that's just my Raspberry Pi. I also have exit nodes, so I'll quickly cover those. So what that means is when I'm accessing NetBird, the VPN, what I can say is, hey, show the traffic, like if I'm at a hotel or whatever, and I connect via my NetBird, my exit traffic, whenever I access anything, looks like I'm still coming from my home IP address. But I can also have an exit node set up for wherever my RackNerd server is. So that's in America. So I could say, hey, look, I'm actually coming from this IP address. So I could set the traffic up like that as well. So we've got just, the one there, which is my MacBook. But I can also configure my iPhone, hey, maybe my iPhone doesn't need access to anything. Or if I've got a friend and they want to connect, I can connect, add them in here, and I could set up maybe, hey, they can just access my media. So I could have a media policy, and that's just connecting to my Unraid, which is what's running all my media, and they can only connect to that. They can't connect to anything else on my home network. And that's why NetBird makes it so easy to configure. And this is so easy to install. So under policies, you can see it here. So you're just setting policies up. So what you're doing is saying, hey, look, sources, anyone in the personal group, so in the personal devices, they can access the destinations of server infra and anything like that. And the direction is both ways. So you have all this control of how certain devices that are using your VPN can talk to each other. And it's so easy to configure. And that's why NetBird is giving you that great control plane to be able to do this. And again, there is Tailscale and there is other services out there. The big thing for me is that I want to go open source and I want to self-host. Now, if you don't want to self-host, NetBird also have an option here, so you can just use their cloud version, and apparently it's really generous with the amount of access they give you from a free tier perspective. The other cool thing that I want to quickly cover is also, everything's getting its own IP address via NetBird, so I can, when I'm away from home, I can talk to everything over this IP address. I can talk to it via its actual name itself, so you can see everything gets a domain name, so I can just use that DNS name instead if I would rather do that when I'm out and about, or even when I'm just on my home network. I'm always connected to NetBird regardless of where I am. But since I use Nginx Proxy Manager and Pi-hole, what that allows me to do is when my iPhone connects to the home lab access here, and it connects straight to my home lab, what that's doing is it's just going to allow me to use my Pi-hole configuration and my reverse proxy that I already have set up for my LAN access, like as if I'm at home, straight away. So I don't need to worry about setting up additional reverse proxies when I'm using NetBird. I'm just straight into my home lab and I can use my existing local domain names and everything that I have set up. So I've pretty much, the main thing for this video is I just wanted to explain to you, this is out there, and it's straightforward to install. I'm just going to quickly show you. So let's say you want to install this on a VPS. You can see here, this is the install steps. All the links are going to be in the description. If you scroll down, you can see they get you started with any dependencies you might need. And then it's literally just an install script. And this install script is going to be like, hey, do you already have a reverse proxy or anything set up? If you're installing this on a fresh VPS, you'll be like, no, I don't. You select traffic, you set up the A records for your domain name. You're going to need a domain name. But if you're self-hosting, surely you have one by now. And then you tell it what the domain name is. It sets up all the keys, sets up the reverse proxy, and away you go. Everything's up and running as long as the ports are exposed that it needs. And again, this is their GitHub repo, so you can see here, it's all open source, you can see all the code, and that's a big reason why I've gone with NetBird over Tailscale. And one other thing I just wanted to quickly show you, I haven't set this up yet, but you can create cool things like posture checks. So you're saying, hey look, we can restrict the network even more. So we're saying only devices that are from this country or with this certain configuration can actually connect to our NetBird setup. So there's a lot of control that you have. And remember, this isn't WireGuard versus NetBird. NetBird uses WireGuard because WireGuard is such an awesome protocol. What it's allowing us to do is just have that nice control plane to configure everything, make the onboarding of VPN clients so much easier. So that's pretty much why I've got NetBird. It's a quick, easy video. I just wanted to just showcase it because sometimes when I'm watching videos on people explaining NetBird and that, it seems overcomplicated. I just want to know a quick, easy why NetBird, rather than the other one, and this is why. You get a control plane, super easy to set up and deploy. Now, if you want a step-by-step instructions on, how you can set all this up, like I could make a video on it, but again, I'm pretty sure somewhere on their GitHub, creators have already made videos on how to set it up step by step. So there's no point in me really going into there. I just wanted to explain why I've gone down that route. But anyway, that's the video. Nice and easy, quick one for you. If you've got any questions, ask them in the description below, or there's the Discord channel. If you need any help or anything like that. If you're using NetBird, let me know how you're using it, any cool things or any cool tips you want to share with the rest of the community. Let us know, but I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.